Hi guys, Mr. Jaeger here, and welcome to Cosmoteer, Starship Architect and Commander. So, this game is, for those who don't know, is a top-down FTL roguelike spaceship management game. I would also mention it's slightly like Factorio, slightly, but if you bear with, I'll get to that particular fact in a minute. So, what is this game? Who is developing it? Well, this game has just gone into early access, was released on the 24th of October, and is being developed and published by Walter Nate Realities. And so far, it's a really fun game. I'm not gonna lie, it is being quite a fun experience playing this. I've been playing this with my friends. We've been mucking around, sort of doing stuff, and it has been truly an enjoyable experience. And I thought I'd make a video just to quickly showcase to you this particular thing, spread the word of this really awesome game, and also let me know what you guys think in the comments below. So this game, as said, it's early access, but it already has a couple of big awesome features, the first of which is functional multiplayer. Now you can either have PvP or PvE, depending, and you can basically do what you want in that particular regard. You can either work with you could try and strive out and do your own thing, or you can try and sort of make your own faction, that sort of jazz. As I said, it's a very early game, so there's very early in development, so there's going to be a lot of changes being made, so this is not the final representation of product. But you can make your own spaceships, you can even make your own fleet, and you can pretty much dominate the entire sector, which is pretty freaking cool, I'm not going to lie. So the other thing, of course, which is pretty epic, is mods. That's right, we have a lot. The game has already come out with some mods, and it already has a few notably interesting mods. Obviously, you've got the bog standard stuff. For example, this being a ship architect game, you have ships blueprints as well as a few others. But you also have mods like, for example, more galaxy sizes, speed control, larger crew quarters, quality of life, as well as some other overhauls, and of course Star Wars related mods, because of course there's going to be Star Wars related mods. Why wouldn't there be Star Wars related mods? It's how it's working. It's what it is. But anyway, so today we're going to have a bit of a quick crack at in a sort of an early game, just to showcase what this particular game can do. So if you wish to start a new game, you can have one of two options. The first is a creative mode, which allows you to do as much and build as big a ship as you want, and all the blueprints are unlocked, and you have all creative freedom to do so. Or you can go for the career mode, where you have limited amount of blueprints, and you can end up sort of exploring and building up slowly but surely, which is what we're going to be doing for this one. And when you start the game off, you have given 70,000 credits to start with, which, if you have a ship in your budget, I don't, that is within 70,000 credits, then yeah, you can do that. But obviously, yeah, in my case, I don't have that. I have instead a rather large ship, which cost me up to 328,000 credits. So, yeah, it's not quite good. But you get to start with a few basic starter ships. For example, you have this one, which is a slow but armored vessel with 2 cannons at the front. You also have a Model S, which is, like, I think the best I think this pretty much is the best kind of starter ship, if you will, because this has a shield generator at the front, as well as has a fairly adaptable kind of frame. So we're going to go with this one. And in terms of difficulty, you can choose from a large number of things, and as you can see, it starts from the most basic, which is, I like the term civilian, which is you are invulnerable to damage, but you can deal damage. Ensign, which is basically reduced, takes less damage, and then obviously if you go up to the topper, you can take 40% damage more to the enemy. So Captain is pretty much probably what most players, I would argue, should or would go to, because then that way it kind of keeps it on an equal. I do like equal style gameplay, because then it's like, as much as I've got a chance of being fucked, the enemy also has an equally decent level of being fucked. And the Architect, well, the economic difficulty, once again, same sort of thing. You can choose how much kind of resources you've got versus how much whatever. And this one, of course, being the Architect, is doing the exact same. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get cracking. And we're in. And as you can see, we have quite a large galaxy. If we zoom out into the galaxy, well, the sector map, you can see we have quite a fair amount of things to choose from. And as I said, it is randomized, so we have no idea. Every time we start up one of these things, we have no idea what possibilities they could bring. One thing I will say, actually, to start off this thing, is the music in this game. It is really good. Like, it's very it's dynamically effective. So obviously, you know, various things going on. For example, like if we're flying through space, normally no problems there. But then if you go to points into space where you're not, where your ship isn't flying around or doing anything, you just sort of look into the verse. It has that sort of mysterious kind of the wonders of each planet and how everything kind of functions, and it's an incredibly good soundtrack. It's one of those soundtracks that just does the right amount of work necessary to make the experience all the better for it. So while this sector sort of circular thing here is indicative of basically the borders around the planet area, you can actually go beyond this. You can actually explore all the way down to here if you should so choose. Obviously, the likelihood of anything being down here worthy of exploring is, of course, minimal, but you never know. This area is meant to be explored, and if we go over to the galaxy map and we zoom out, you can see we have a fairly substantial galaxy with a number of systems in tow, each which could have a whole host of different planets, different systems. So there's a lot of things we can do here, and as mentioned, there are mods in the game that already expand these particular things. Now, as I said, this is an early access title, so these things will change, and eventually I'm sure the developers are going to implement this sort of dynamic warfare / sectors being fought over and all of that jazz. You know, all in all, a really enjoyable kind of environment to sort of experiment with. So what we're going to do now, though, is we're just going to do some simple exploration star missions as well. What we're going to do is like some simple things to showcase the way this game works in terms of how you'll sort of go through the routines. Right, so we're now working with the collective, it would seem. And we have a couple of bounties, so we'll accept that. And we'll also get some missions for exploring stuff. So you can also do deliveries of various types of materials, for example, hypercoils or HE missile parts, and they have their own respective timers. To be brutally honest, this thing can be a bit of a mixed blessing, because on one hand you can get missions where you need to deliver something and you barely have 10 seconds to transfer the items across, and the way that trade works in this game is very different. It's not like an instant thing. You actually, when you make the trade, anything inside your storage depot, which is this thing here, or the storage bay, there will be little dudes that will come out of this space station, and they will come out and then drop the stuff off and then come back out and put the stuff back into it again. So there is, it can, if you're trying to complete a mission and you've got barely 10 seconds left, the mission may have already been failed because the dudes just aren't able to get to the spaceship in time to transfer the items, which is a bit of a shame. So anyway, let's go and do a bit of exploring, shall we? We won't go for combat just yet. So the main intention that you need to have, or the main sort of resources you need to have, is credits and reputation. The more credits you have, the more things you can obviously purchase, as well as upgrading parts of your ship. And the reputation allows you to... Oh, that's very forward, nice. And the reputation, and your reputation basically will allow you to... will also allow you to hire more crew. Or crew will become cheaper to manage. It will be sort of a lot more... Well, to be fair, you don't even need to manage the crew. That's actually one of the things I like a lot about this game as well, is despite having the ability, as you can see here, to control what kind of roles the particular crew will have, you're not it's not in a sense necessary to do. If it's something that you personally find makes the ship game easier for you, or if you like to organize your ships in a particular fashion, then by all means you can definitely do that. But the thing I like about this game is it balances a lot of mechanics, but does it in a simple enough manner that ensures that you basically don't end up having to spend half the time just managing your base and managing your ship and managing all of the other sort of buggeries and whatnots. You know, it's... I'm trying to find the... Like, words are not my forte, which is probably why you're like, yeah, this guy kind of sounds like he just came out of 5th grade. Oh, hello. What's this? Oh, right. That's not good. That almost looks like a... Yeah, that's a base. And it looks like we're about to be intercepted. Oh, fucking wonderful. Right, well, we weren't going to do this sort of thing, but... Right, let's try and see if we can fix this thing right. His first weapon's gone. Actually... Right, pull around the back again. Use this as cover. Try and regenerate the fucking shields. Right, so what I'll try and do, as and explain as best as possible, is I'm trying to... Perfect. So what I'm trying to do here is utilize tactical combat to ensure that my ship has the ability to withstand his plasma blasts. And I'm going to specifically target his plasma position, his plasma thingies, his plasma gun, so I can then focus on neutralizing his command station. Now that I've done that, I'm blowing away his armor, which now leaves the command station. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, for fuck's sake. Come on. Keep shooting, keep shooting. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. There we go. Ah, shit. Turn around, turn around, turn around. Right. Try and get some shots in. Need more staff. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Just a little bit further, just a little bit further. Yes! Oh, thank the Emperor. Holy shit. Right, first of all, let's... Right, that's bloody miracle. Right, okay, so let's now have a quick talk about salvaging, because, well, handily enough, we need to salvage this ship. So as you see, I've focused on trying... So I've basically neutralized this vessel without actually destroying key components, which is really useful. As you can see, I've blown up the commander's base, or the pilot's section. And in order to neutralize ships effectively, you either need to neutralize the reactor or neutralize the bridge. Either way. Now what I'm doing now is I'm going to get my crew to salvage the ship. Now, there's a couple of features in this game I'm going to kind of liken to what Star Citizen is going to be utilizing, because Star Citizen is utilizing certain things in a similar vein. They'll be having the ability to salvage like the surface layer of the ship for the resources to be able to utilize, and you can actually be quite a fucking parasite in this game, which is brilliant. So, for example, if you can salvage, so if you can destroy an enemy ship or neutralize an enemy ship, like what I've just done, and be able to, for example, detach all of these fairly sensitive parts. For example, we've got a small hyperdrive. Of course, a standard cannon plus storage bay for different ammunition and weapons. It means now that we've got a whole bunch of resources inside the ship that I can use to either A, construct my own ship, or I can... Right, let's speed up the time here. I can either do this to construct my own little ship. He has taken a while. There you go, so we have a whole bunch of ammo as well. There's only so much I can do in this. GG, I've only got a limited amount of space. I've got shitloads of ammo. GG. He had a lot of ammo. And I could sell some of that, to be fair. I would love a cannon myself, personally, but I don't think I've quite got that. There you go, so we can at least use some of the spare stuff. Oh, shit. Shit. Ooh! God damn it. Can I make a tiny Yes, I can. Just about. Right, so I'm going to already start talking about constructing things, as I do kind of want to... I'm a little bit of I'm a loot whore. I need my loot. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to showcase the next pretty awesome thing, which is the ship editor. So in this is basically how you'll be upgrading your ship or constructing a ship. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch of options for it. I can go from laser weapons, which eventually gets towards like an ion beam, an ion prism, there's a whole host of things, to Dakas, which is wonderful. You can get a railgun accelerator and a launcher in this game, which is fucking awesome. You can also get a deck cannon, which sadly I don't have the blueprints for, but if you can get the blueprints for all of these wonderful things, you're going to have fun times. We do have a launcher as well for missiles, though I do hope we can get torpedo launchers soon, because that will be fucking sick. We also get the ability to have sort of armor shielding, the jazz. We can increase the equipment as well. Who's thruster, engine room. We have our different little bunks, airlock hatches, reactors, capacitors, which basically the capacitors act like a battery, so that you can, rather than having to rely on just the reactor, you can actually use a capacitor to increase the size of that. And then, of course, which is a pretty cool thing, is you can actually have the ability to produce your own equipment as well. So, for example, you can create ammunition, missiles, mini-missiles, nuclear warheads. Yes, there are nukes in this game. Mines, steel, coils, hypercores, tri-steels, diamonds, processors, and obviously the fuel, which is enriched uranium. So there's a load of things that your ship can do. And then, of course, you've got your storage, and then you've got utilities, which is also pretty freaking cool. Then eventually you got the structures, which is pretty nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the mirroring technology and basically extend the storage capacity a little bit. So it's going to kind of affect our ship's overall carrying stuff, but I think given what's going on... Shit. No. Can I only have one? Oh no! I don't have enough steel! Fuck! Oh, no. Oh, that sucks balls. Right, okay. I'm going to put a marker here. Ammo and... full. Right, let me go back up to the top. See what we can do, because we've run out of space on those, but we got a fuckload of ammo, which is going to be really good, because if we can salvage this ship, which will mean we can get more steel... I can then extend it, build the additional things for this, and then I can actually... So, yeah, because I'm greedy. I am such a loot whore. Sorry. My big weakness in games like this is if something goes, hey, you know that gear, you might want to, you know... You might want to keep that for lore. Like, keep that gear for as much as you want. There we go. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Okay, we've got quite a bit of a distance. Right, can I build... Yes. Okay, sweet. We have extra storage capacity, which is wonderful. Right, now let's quickly get as much as we can of this into our storage system so we can get as much as we can. So as you can see also, your crew will... Oh. Grab that, come on. That's enriched uranium. That's actually quite a valuable resource. Come on. There we go. There we go. Good lad. Good lad. Right, let's go get the... let's go quickly get my loot back. Eh? Oh no! He's still in space! What are you doing, you muppet? It's like, what? You can actually lose your... You can actually lose your crew if you're not careful. Like, if anything happens, like you're trying to gather some materials in space or whatnot, and your crew, you panic and you're like, oh fuck, and you try and get out of there and you've got like a bunch of crew left behind, they will be they will die. You'll even lose crew in the middle of a battle as well. I remember when I was playing a few days ago, when I was playing recently, I had a massive space battle and the front of my ship got blown up because they hit my ammunition rack, which, fun fact, you can actually ammo rack ships in this game. Yeah, I lost about 20 people. It was like... And what was worse was after the battle, I was like thinking to myself, oh wow, look, there's this giant like ship section with weapons and cannons on board. That looks so cool. Oh, that'll probably be really useful if I can like loot that. And then I realized, oh, that's the front of my ship that got blown up earlier. But as you can see also, we have a number of asteroids that have varying degrees of symbols. And this is, in fact, the type of material that you can have on these asteroids that allow you to mine them for various resources. Now, obviously, depending on what kind of ship you've got and what other kind of stuff you need, you'll be obviously... let's have a look at that ship. Ooh, yeah, the courier. That looks very nice. Not a lot of weapons on that, though. I mean, to be fair, there's probably a decent amount of armor and shit, so let's not get too crazy. Obviously, you can see the different space. I mean, look at that. Oh, wow. That's brilliant. Look at that. And as you can see, all of the different dudes in that ship will basically come on and do various degrees of trade. And the fun part is, if you come to a space station and someone's doing a trade midway through, you will actually have to wait your turn a bit until... I haven't completed the mission, have I? Yeah, no. Right. How much stuff do I have? Quite a bit of stuff. So let's try and sell the ammo, because I don't have the abilities to buy something. So I think they're going to appreciate the ammo. So I'm going to go basically down and be like, hey, I have like 72 rounds of ammunition. And these guys do have a lot of ammunition already, so I'm not going to get a huge amount of caps for it. But still, 72 rounds is 72 rounds, and that's clearing the stuff out of my inventory. So as you can see, these guys are going to be coming out. And kind of similar to Star Citizen, well, what Star Citizen hopes to have in 3.18, where you actually have a timer depending on how much stuff you've got, which is pretty cool. I think it's quite a pretty... I think it's quite a nifty sort of little trade system, because it just means that when you're making trade and whatnot, it means you've got all of these different kind of... There you go. You've got all these different kind of systems. So now that we've got ourselves all sorted, let's... oh yeah, that's probably a point. Let's try and add some armor to these storage depot things. We might need it. I mean, to be fair, it's the back of a ship, so... it's probably not worth armoring up too much, but better that than nothing. There you go. So let's now go do the bounty mission, so we can complete a mission and showcase what that's like. But as you can see, this game is just like, I love this kind of style of like slowly but surely building up and expanding your reserves and doing all sorts. And of course, the modding side of things means that we can get ourselves quite a lot of progress made along with... oh, excuse me. What we can see is the kind of potential that this game has. Oh, hello. We have a contact. Let's go say hi. Alright, there's our main contact. So I don't really want to encounter two of the guys at the same time. So let's avoid meeting up with both of them too quick. Right, now I think let's... Right, let's get ready for combat. Oh, there's three of them. Fuck that. No, too late. Commit. Right, target the front of the ship. Right, he's gone. One down. Well done. Job done. Very, very simply job done. Right, move a little bit closer. I'm going to pop a marker there. Loot. Right, there's two ships around here that I don't really want to encounter too much, even though I would love to get them, but I also don't want to lose my shit. Right, so let's... Eventually you can get to the point where we'll be able to take on pirate space stations with your ships, but obviously at the moment we're just going to play it easy and safe. So there, we've been able to neutralize this ship's defenses fairly effectively. Ah, is he coming to intercept? Obviously, we've got to be careful. Yeah, it looks like he's coming to intercept. So everyone come back into their ship. Get ready for combat. Oh, God, they're so close. Like, it's so... Right, fuck it. Let's go kill this prick. I don't want to have too many close encounters, but at the same time, it's like... We need to take care of this fucker. Right, take a left, down south. It's an asteroid field, so let's try and see. So obviously, as your ship becomes larger and more bulky, the weight of the ships and the thrusters and everything else will be effective. So there is a level in... Oh god, here we go. Right, that's actually kind of good then, because then we can actually... Right, there we go. That ship is basically fucked. He says. There's a random dude here like, get me back in! Let me go! Right. Okay, let's salvage this ship. Now we can actually kind of relax about this stuff. Perfect. Okay, so slowly but surely we can... Yeah, he's flying around a bit. Right, let's fix up the ship. Perfect. Right, cool. Okay, so now we've taken care of that fuckaroo, let's go take care of the one last fuckaroo. We're also going to need someone to man that gun at some point, because, you know, would make sense, wouldn't it? I think eventually I'm probably going to need to get like a couple of bunks or something just so I can increase the thing. Though then again, getting some weapons would also be really nice, but I'd have to figure out how to expand the ship a little bit, and, well, obviously... The Model S needs to get certain things going. Come on, come on. There you are. Right, same style of ship. Two. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. One more. There we go. Random bit of ships just flying off into the verse. But there we go. We have ourselves a successful knocking out of another enemy vessel. More importantly, this guy had plasmas on board, which means we can effectively neutralize a large portion. Got some enriched uranium as well, which I'm pretty happy about. So, we can be such a scavengey little bastard, I'm not going to lie. But this does at least mean... Oh, okay. That was a little terrifying. Right. So how much space do we have left in our ship? Not a huge amount. Right, not a huge amount. Right, let's go and... Do we have anything special in this place? No. Well, we do have the means to potentially expand... Oh, God. Oh, God. Why was he in... You numbskull. Honestly. Muppet. I'm, like, desperately trying to rush back to this guy so we can defend him. Right, so... Let's see, can I build a third? Kind of. Yeah, there we go. Extra storage space. God damn it. My desire for loot is ever increasing. But to be fair, this is actually quite a large amount of ships and loot to begin with, so... it's probably going to be more steel. But hey, more steel is more steel. Let's repair the ship. Orientation. A speedy maneuver ship has many thrusters and many orientations. God, yeah. Right. Salvage this ship. See what we can get out of it. Considering we've been getting a fair amount of the rare stuff, we could potentially use the money that we're going to earn from this to expand further into a field, which is pretty cool. I like this. There you go. So we have all the little different bits we need to. Fantastic. Right. And now that we've completed this thing, let's now make our way back to base. We've actually got a pretty solid haul as well. Because we've got a few bits of enriched uranium, we've got some hypercoils, a large amount of steel, and some Hyperion, which at the moment I guess I don't need because, well, I don't have a hyperdrive, and I don't think I'll be needing a hyperdrive for a while. So I can probably sell this and earn a little bit extra money as well. So there's a whole bunch of different things I can do with this, but obviously, to start with, it's probably a good idea just to focus on building up your ship and then getting further afield. So then you can, for example, get to that sort of stage where you've got that ship, or the courier stage where, you know, you can do a whole bunch of stuff. So, first of all, let's get the payment for completing our mission. Yep, there you go. Reputation has increased as well as our job. And we can continue to make some more missions. I'm also going to sell some material. So, for example, I've got Hyperium, which I don't need that because that's basically fuel of bending space-time used to fuel hyper jumps, which is fair enough. We're going to keep the rest of the stuff, though, because obviously I think we're going to need that. We're going to keep the enriched uranium because, again, we're going to need that. But they will take all of our Hyperium, which is going to be very useful. We're going to earn a decent profit from that. And there you go. And to be fair, yes, you can, if you really, really want to, you can blow up these space stations and effectively cripple certain groups' resources in this point. So, guys, there you have it. I think that'll be a good place to wrap things up on. So, at Cosmoteer, a really fun game. Like, it's early access, but it's already got enough content to keep you occupied for hours. And the level of customization in this means that the replayability is just going to be through the roof. And as I said, you can play with your friends, you can play cooperatively or against another, depending on how you guys like to play. You know, I ain't judging. But the game itself just feels really awesome. It's got a number of mechanics which I'm hoping to see in Star Citizen. But I'm happy to see in this game to start with. But it's also got a nice blend of simplicity. You know, it's complicated but simple enough. You know, you can enjoy this game without having to spend forever managing the crew, managing all the other jazz. But you can add that level of complexity if you want to. And I think that's a really awesome place to be in. And I hope the development of this game continues along the similar lines. You can get more things. You can have dynamic warfare. Like, there's a lot of potential with this game that I think is going to be extremely fun to sort of work with. So, Cosmoteers, I very much recommend you have a look at this sort of title. I'm not being sort of... this is like also to highlight, this is not a sponsored thing. This is just my own personal views. And I think, personally, this is a very fun game. I think it's worth having a look at least. And for the price, which is 18 quid at the time of this recording, that's not bad. I mean, it's, you know, not cheap in comparison to other early access games, but for what you're going to get and for what you can do in this game already, I think that's a pretty good price, considering. In fact, I'd argue it's fairly cheap for what you're getting, really. So, yeah, this is a really fun-looking game, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. And if you want to see more, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm more than happy to give this game a crack for a bit, just to sort of showcase what this thing can do, and how I can suck so bad at space combat. So anyway, I'll hope to catch you in the next one. This is Mr. Jaeger signing out. Have a good one, guys.